This is a story for those who wished that they could truly read between the lines of the book they were reading and see the world of the story through the eyes of the author. For those who wished that they could make nonfiction from fiction. For those who wished that dreams were true. This is a story of a group of wayward friends who came together from the far reaches of two worlds to come together and to help make dreams reality. This is Hazeltown Story. Hello, and welcome to Hazeltown Story episode 24. This is the third part of our arc, Temporary Secretary, in which we are helping a head of a publishing, or of a particularly a magazine, determine whether or not there is actually something supernatural with his secretary, or if he's just starting to lose his mind. And from the last session that we had, or the last episode, there might actually be something to his case. Sophie, the secretary, was acting a little weird, though when you're dealing with the direct action of Iravia, that's probably going to happen. If you are wondering what in more detail is happening in this arc, like most kind of stories, it's probably better to start at the beginning. I think you could probably start with the beginning of this arc if you are listening to us for a first time. But just in case, it probably might be a good idea to go back further, at least to like the first couple episodes. Anyway, this is the end of our first session. As I mentioned earlier, we had some technical difficulties with one of our players. Unfortunately, they're having some house issues that were beyond their control, and things happen, and this might be some weird stilted nature to this session, but it should be good for the most part. I tried to edit it down as much as I could. Just to clarify who our players are this session, because we actually have one more person than we usually do. We have Carnival playing Elmis Graner, the kind of technomancy guru of the group. We have Deathmaster 780 playing Bobby, the sleaze elemental and just kind of face of the group. We have newcomer Norman Rafferty joining us playing Tacent Toscin, a artist, kind of does everything, kind of jack of all trades, and just a hair shifty. And then, of course, we have TorpidTypist playing Iravia, the quote-unquote chaos cow who likes to kind of go into things headlong, and isn't afraid at all to show that. So, I don't think there's anything else to kind of mention Hazeltown story-wise. Just that, due to this is the week that I'm recording this, and the week that the next session that we're going to be playing this is on Thanksgiving, we should be continuing on with the campaign, so episodes should be heading out as normal. But should something happen, there might be a chance in which there might not be an episode next week. But I'm not looking forward to that, but just giving you a heads up, that might happen. So I can't really think of anything else that you need to know. So let's get on with the show. We are going to continue off after Elmis left the publishing house. Elmis wanted to take care of those photos that they got.
I guess Elmis is gonna head back to their workshop / home and try and develop the photos.
Okay, so you're gonna try and develop the photos. So, let's just say you go back to your workshop, and then you kind of basically. I take it. So, do you have like a dark room?
Sort of. Like,
I take it you have something that you could use as a dark room?
yes.
Okay. Let's see. I forgot what I was gonna say. Let me take a look to see what you got at your disposal.
I figure I would just use Technoman to enhance the film and camera to see if it detects spirit stuff.
Yeah, so let's see. I'm just taking a look to see what options I have for skill checks. Um, let's see. Okay, so mechanics might be one thing. So basically mechanics and technomancy, it seems like. All right, so um, let's say you take the camera and you basically, um, you kind of, yeah. So you're going to do some sort of. You have like a machine that when you're developing the film that kind of takes any sort of like aura from it.
Yeah, something like that.
Um, okay, so you do that. I need you. Okay. Um, so let's just say you start doing the film and or like start the process for using tech, like kind of start the process for developing the film. And you try and start to use technomancy to kind of see if you can feel any sort of magical presence from the photo. I need you to make a let's say um since it's a relatively let's say in order to get for it to be deep pockets, I'm going to say that it's a slightly more um
Cheaper camera.
not cheaper, but it's a lot more tinkered with. It's a very like homebrew like edition camera. So there's there's a lot of finickiness to it. So I'm going to have that be a hard check, a
So
hard technomancy check.
three purple.
That is going to be three purples, two yellows, and two greens.
And does anyone care if I take a story point?
All your dreams.
All right, so that'll be then
Yep,
three yellow and one green
yep,
and three purple, correct?
and three purple.
Are you kidding me?
So you try and develop the photo and using technomancy. You got a net failure with nothing. Um, so um, I'm gonna say you kind of look at the film and you realize that you're having some slight problems trying to figure it out. So you try and develop it, but something like you realize it's not quite developing. Nothing got damaged or anything. It's just you couldn't figure out with your current setup how to develop it.
Okay.
Now, that being said, you are at your house, which I imagine that is somewhere like you also have like a phone and all that. So you could like reach out for help if you need it. But like, so yeah, basically with your current thing, you can't figure out how to develop the camera or
Did you
develop the
plant
film.
the cameras though?
I
Th-
gave
th-
one to Tencent
So
and
this is basically Elmis using kind of a handheld camera, not like the orb.
No. I'm asking if Elmis planted the handheld cameras because it'd also be a good excuse to go back to the library.
I gave one to Tencent since he said he was going to stay there and just stay there and
I
wait
was wondering if
the
you planted any.
No, I didn't like plant any extra ones just because it's like if Elvis was going to stay there, it'd be I mean not Elvis. If Tencent was staying there, just figured it'd be easier to just stay
Also,
there and
one thing is staying for like 2 hours, basically waiting for that. So you're not going to be able to get to the library because in order to do like the scrying session, you need like the team there.
No, I meant like help. Also processing the camera.
Oh, also like processing.
Yeah.
So you could. So basically, you have disposal. You can ask any of the, you know, like any
Any of
like
the crew.
ally, any of the crew.
sure. Then I'll guess we'll go who we know would be best for doing this kind of stuff with
Probably
photos.
Theron.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, I thought
well,
Theron was more the financer and less like the actual doing
Hmm.
the wizard.
yeah, Theron would. Let's see. I have Theron stuff. He would not be. He's not really mechanical. He's more like book knowledge.
Radio, maybe?
I would say Radia is probably your best bet of the people that you have at your disposal.
Also, Radio would be 100% into ghost hunting.
Sure, we're gonna go call Radia and we might just call radio. Like, uh, do you know anything about ectophotography?
Um, no, I don't, but I want to find out now.
Yeah, we got a job and some weird secretary that might be a ghost. We're not sure.
Yeah, I think I heard Theron talk. I think I heard Theron talk about that. Um, yeah, I don't know exactly what you're doing, but do you need help with something?
I got photos of the possibly ghost and need some help trying to develop the photos, see if we get any weird things. So, you got the address to my house?
Uh, yeah, I think I should have it. I can be there shortly.
Cool.
Um, so basically, um, so you basically get you basically wait like a couple like it. Let's see. Did your just for sake of like knowledge, is your like place near like is it in the Steinwald, the city, or is it in Hazeltown, which is like 20 minutes away?
Hmm.
She would be in Hazeltown.
I think I'm not sure. I forget. I think I said she was in Hazeltown directly. And no, wait, I forget actually. I don't remember.
Let's just say it takes about like 15 minutes for her to get there.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
sure.
I picture Elmis more as Hazeltown, but
Yeah, that sounds good.
less people people are less likely to complain about the noise from your workshop.
Yep. So she arrives basically at your place. You see that she has brought along a few things. Um, basically some like uh things to help with like basically doing photos. Like basically, she brought over some of her kind of materials, so you'll get a boost to basically doing this next.
All right.
Uh,
So,
um, also, let's see. Also, I'm just curious. Did I actually fill this out? Oh, I did fill this out.
Freaky ghost man.
So I do. I
Freaky
do
man,
actually.
baby.
I actually did fill out a sheet for radio, so I actually can see. Does she have anything talent wise? Oh, yes, she does have some things that might be able to help, but we'll see. Um, anyway, so yeah, she's there, and you basically want to do a check to. Do you basically want to re-roll that? Um,
sure.
but it's going to be you're going to be the one doing the check. Uh, she is basically going to assist, so you're going to get a boost die to it.
All right. So, 2 yellow, 2 green, and 3 purple again with
Two
the boost die.
two yellow, so it's gonna be two yellow, two green, three purple, and a blue.
All right, let's go. It's 2 success, 1 threat.
Okay,
Finally.
so you succeed in doing what you're doing. You basically you develop the film. You were able to get a picture out of it, and you were able to do so in a way that does maintain some of its you were also able to copy some of um the magic from the basically what it was able to capture. Like you're basically able to detect like magic, kind of a copy of whatever data it was able to get. Is able to record what kind of magical energy it got.
Nice.
Um so you basically you you developed the film and you got the data. The thing is that with doing so, you kind of the data there, it's kind of you have it, but it's kind of hard to read. So you're gonna need to do another check to get that data. And let me see something real
What
quick.
would that check be then? Because I don't think.
It'd probably be another technomancy check, but I am going
Okay.
to. I need to check to see what one of Radia's talents that I gave her does. Okay, what does? Let's see. That is a flash of insight. Is a tier 2. Flash of insight. Where are you? Flash of insight. Where? Flash of insight. When your character generates threat on a knowledge skill check. Okay, it's a raw knowledge skill check. so that's not going to help there. What else she had? She also has net search. Which, let me check something. Net search. If your character has access to the internet, they may be use this talent to upgrade the next. Okay, that's another knowledge check. Okay, so nothing to do with that, unless I take a look. Actually, yeah. So basically, this is how we're gonna do it. Basically, it is kind of this information is now locked behind in basically having problems getting it out. You're going to need to do between you two a knowledge magic check in order to get the information on it. And if I look at what your
Gonna
two,
hack the internet.
if I look at what your two things are, okay, you still very much are, yeah,
I'm still the better one of the two.
yeah. She would be 3 greens and you would be 2 yellows and a green.
Okay. And what is the difficulty of this check?
We're gonna make this a difficulty of, we're gonna make this a difficulty 3 again.
All right, let's go. Time for this to go badly.
You're gonna before you go again. You're getting another boost die because she's gonna assist you.
All right, let's see how this goes. To advantage.
Okay, so you are still unable to get it out, but you kind of feel you actually kind of notice something while you're getting it out. You notice that it is almost trying to resist. Like there is some sort of something on it that is keeping you from trying to get like actively fighting you opening it up.
Okay.
And basically, Radio just kind of goes, it's like, that's weird. I've never seen anything do that before.
Oh no. So yeah, energy usually is it still active at least with intent at either when taken this far away from any caster or being.
Yeah, that's really weird. Well,
At least we know something's up. At least.
Well, we do know something's up, and she just kind of, Radia's just kind of looking at it, almost a little bit like hesitant, like standing back a little bit. Like it's not glowing or anything, but it's still like there is something within it that is fighting you, trying to open it, like some sort of security mechanism on it.
I'm trying to think. What could we do from here now? 'Cause,
Um, well,
at this point, because this is enough confirmation. Elvis needs to say, "Oh, something is up." We clearly need more to actually investigate. But it's like they're not going to go back to the building at this point because it's like.
So you do have some more people that you can go to. You can go.
Lila.
You have Lila. You also could go to the library. There is Bibli at your disposal.
Oh right, we
Bibli
have
would
a
probably
ghost.
be very useful at this point.
Yeah. So at this point,
Talk to the literal ghost about ghosts.
well,
If you're
we're
go-
gonna let's go. Let's go. At this point, Elmis is like, do you think Bilby would be available at this point?
Bibli.
Bibli.
At this point, Elmis and Radia head to the Hazeltown Library to enlist help of Bibli. Bobby also makes it back there after his errands are done and convenes with them.
Okay.
So, yeah, okay, so we can go over and go to the library.
Yeah.
Bobby
So,
will
So,
his hat at Elmis once he sees her.
hello. Good.
Howdy, ma'am. Or Elmis, was it?
Yes. Good you're here. We got some stuff to need to research.
Oh.
Elmis flicks out the photo. This thing is fighting being identified. So I figure we might as well talk to our ghost friend and see if she knows anything.
I see. Where did you take this photo?
Don't worry about it.
Bobby kind of eyes Elmis. Says, all right. And then walks inside.
all right, so you see at the desk, kind of at thing, you see, I'm going to have to pull out her thing again. because I have not had to reference her in 2 arcs. Give me one hot moment. Character referral guide. Yes, you see a Siri sitting at the desk. Um, the basically the guinea pig librarian who's just kind of sitting there, just kind of working on working on like writing something in a book.
Okay.
And she goes, "Hello, welcome to the Hazeltown Library."
Out of character. It's like is Bibli like a known
No,
factor? Okay.
she does know you all.
Okay, so I was gonna say
We've been here a few times.
business.
Oh, what kind of business? She kind
What do you
of just like kind of does the come here thing with her finger and just kind of walks into kind of the office behind her.
All right. Nice.
So basically you three also I'm gonna say after that basically how you got there is that basically Radia took you in her van. So Radia's here as well.
Okay, that's right. I forgot to ask about that. So yeah.
Oh, Bobby will also greet her.
She just kind of waves. But yeah, she's kind of gonna stay out of the thing for now. And basically Asiri kind of pulls you as like so basically
Yeah.
she kind of brings you in and basically she says, "All right, what do you need my help with?"
Elvis puts up the photo. Ecto photography.
And ghost
What?
stories, says Bobby.
So you think something's up? She basically kind of takes basically it's going to be like a small like tube that basically has the data in it, like almost like a small like let's say about the size like the diameter of like a AAA battery
Okay. Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
or probably about as long. And then the
Okay.
photo. So basically she's holding it as like, okay, so I take it you're gonna need Bibli for this.
Yes.
Sure do.
So what I want you to do is I want you to roll a percentage die. One of you two to roll a percentage die.
I'll do it.
Sure.
I've not rolled anything all game. How did I put in percentage die?
So it's
It's
you click the one on the one that just has a 100 by it.
Okay.
The one that's right underneath the purple.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
83.
So, you kind of all go out and just kind of take a look at the library to see if it's generally populated or like if there's anyone in there. And you actually find that it is basically empty. So basically a Siri just kind of goes, okay, and then she just kind of um goes actually back into the basically goes to basically a part where the reference books are and basically um finds that there is a basically a locked box by it, and basically um, opens up the lockbox and basically pulls out Bibley's book. And basically, Asir just kind of goes, "All right, rise and shine. I guess you got company." And you just hear as she's kind of holding it, the book kind of opens on her own, and basically you see a green arm just kind of reach out of the book and just kind of take itself. And basically from that, you see kind of Bibli just kind of come out of it.
hi.
Yes?
Bobby just tips his hat, says howdy.
So we've got some data that we think that you'd be the best suited of us to look at.
Oh, how's
And
that?
Elvis
just-
holds up a photo and I guess finds something to read the data out to her.
Yeah, well, basically, she just takes the thing itself and just kind of looks at it. So you got something in here, huh?
Yeah.
Why exactly you
It's-
need me to look at it?
They suppose the client supposes sees like something unnatural and when we scanned the energy left in the photo, it was actively fighting attempts to identify it. So this seems like
Ghosts.
yes, that. Thank you.
Yes. According to Lila, the client thinks she might be a ghost. He left that part out of our meeting. He says that part more to Elmis than anyone else.
All right. Basically, Bibby kind of looks at you as like, I'm dealing with something supernatural, huh? And then basically just kind of takes it, and she is going to take a long look at it. Let me think about how that's going to work. Do I have a sheet for Bibby? I do. I do not have. I have not filled it out fully, but okay, we are going to do this. Do. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And let's see, how spicy do we want to get? Let's just do this. So basically she's just kind of trying to look into it. Well,
That works.
that's a triumph and an advantage. So she looks into it. Wait, actually, hold on. Well, I'm trying to look at the results. So what is that green? Is that two?
That's two successes that are canceled out by the reds.
Okay, that's a
advantage.
green, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so yeah, so basically that's okay, so it did succeed. And there's an advantage. So she just kind of takes a look at it and just kind of squints at it. And just kind of you can tell that she is trying to fight with it a little bit. And then she basically just kind of closes her eyes and then opens it back up. And she just kind of basically rolls the tube in her fingers and basically hands it back to you. Yeah, you're dealing with something weird there.
Weird how?
Usually those things don't fight. Something like that doesn't fight back unless it's got an active hold on it.
Like what?
I don't know. But it's got an active hold on it. Or had an active hold on it.
So whatever this thing is, it has basically perception of itself out for wherever it can find whatever it holds its image.
You're dealing with something that itself, whatever this thing you took a picture of, is very in tune with magic.
No, that's what Lila said too.
So I don't know what type of thing you're dealing with, but you're dealing with something magical.
Joy.
Lila had a theory about some sort of trickster being that lives out in the woods.
Well, there's a lot of local legends here that basically have various type archetypes of, say, your kind of trickster archetype, I guess.
Well, maybe
Oh,
you can
boy.
answer the question because she didn't know. Why would a trickster be working as a secretary in the city?
I don't know. Well, there is possible one thing. It might just be trying to be with the people,
Hmm.
So it's lonely?
possibly. Could also be looking to hunt someone, but we don't know
Ooh.
anything about that. All we know is that it exists.
Well, great. I think do you know what the books are for the local legends? Then I'm gonna spend the night here reading.
Okay. Yes, I can point to you towards basically a series also kind of by there. A series like here, I'll guide you towards some of the books.
Thank you. And with that, Elmis heads out and just grabs the books and starts hitting the books.
All right, and then basically, before you leave, is like, do you need me for anything else?
Not at the moment, not that I can think of.
Um, okay, so Bibli kind of bows her head and basically takes the book and shoves it back into the lockbox. And basically, when it's in the lockbox, you can see a hand kind of reach out and kind of just take the door to the lockbox. It says, "All right, Asiri, when you're gonna need to lock me up, though." And then basically, she kind of shuts the door on itself.
Just want to sleep.
So yes, you now have the data. You basically have the data back that you can read and the
Nice.
photo. But yes, you are pointed towards a book or towards kind of the section on local seed bearer mythology, and basically you got books
Before Elmis heads to read, Bobby will ask her quick. So, was it just you who went to the art magazine offices, or did the cow and the snake oil salesman go too?
You know our group. What do you think?
Well, good to know. Probably will need to change up his strategy a little bit then.
It actually went okay. To be fair, it went surprisingly well for one of our things. Like no one actually seemed to like cause any no real actual trouble seemed to happen for once. It went fairly routine.
It's great because Elmis never saw the exchange.
I know, and that's why I'm exactly playing into this. Yeah, it was surprisingly peaceful, or at least until I left.
So what happened the last time you went on one of these jobs?
We went to a magic castle, stopped a terrorist plot,
I see.
found a dragon, found a guy his home, and gave the guy his, like this castle home back.
Bobby just shakes his head and mumbles to himself, I missed the pirate. And then he just louder tips his head to Elma and says, well, y'all have fun with the reading. Bobby's got some more business to take care of. And he heads out.
All right.
Maybe just go to only Iravia next then.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, now that you have that, so Elmis, what are you going to? I take it you're going to basically spend the night researching.
Yes.
Okay. So for that, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you. Let me open up your sheet. I am going to have you. Actually, I just noticed a slight wait, what the hell? I think I might actually just noticed a discrepancy in your character sheet. You have ranks in a skill that is not used in the setting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Knowledge science is not used in this.
Huh.
I don't know why, but we can. I will have that work basically. I'm just going to put that as knowledge history,
Sure.
because, or we can just say that that's your knowledge occult. I'll let you pick.
Well, I already had knowledge. I'll just see. Well, in that case, let me just zero this out, and then.
We'll have to fix it. Did you want to put anything in terms of history?
I mean, if I use knowledge occult, it'd be the same value as the knowledge science. So let's just go with that one.
Okay, so basically what I'm gonna say for you. So you're gonna basically go home and kind of read up on this overnight.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to say make a knowledge. I'm going to say make a knowledge history check, which I'm going to let you basically dictate what that is.
Okay, so that'll just be the 2 yellows and a green.
Yep. I'm going to say make a average difficulty check.
So 2 purple, right?
Yep, 2 purple.
And so after this roll, though, let's do that whatever seed with Iravia and Tacent next, just in case.
Yep.
Dang it.
Briffin piss.
All right.
2 successes, 2 advantage.
Okay. So basically going forward after this, basically you kind of read up on that. So basically going forward, you will have a you're gonna have basically a boost die to any kind of check to see what the hell this thing is.
Nice.
After learning what they did at the library and at the publishing house, the group rests and recollects on what they learned that day. However, that evening, Iravia would have something odd happen to her at the hotel room which she was living in.
Well, a few things. First, after that mission, the answer is go to a nearby diner and fucking devour some food.
Okay.
Then pick up a 6-pack of beer and then just head back to the motel she's staying at the moment and wait for the call in hopes that she does get one.
All right. Okay, let me think about what's going to go.
Also, she's gonna eat a stays. It doesn't matter.
Mm.
I just imagine you just sitting at like the side table in the thing, just with like basically with just like the pull tab beer or the pop tab beer and
Yes,
just a steak.
exactly. The dream.
Hold on.
And yes, I've confirmed she's just staying at a motel at the moment. She doesn't actually have a place where she lives.
All right. Well, let me think about what I can do with that. Um,
Because she figures she may as well save the other information for when they meet up tomorrow. Talk about the bad vibes. Hello, Ollie. Goodbye, Ollie.
let's see.
I love you,
Um,
Ollie.
okay. Um, do me a favor. Roll a
Mhm.
percent die.
Okay, yeah, sure, I'm down. Fucking whatever. Is that just a D100?
Yep, it's D100.
Haha.
Okay.
10 short of the nice number.
Let's see. So you're rolling. Okay, let's see. Let me just see what I can work with.
Give me the good shit.
Um, actually, I know what I can do. Okay. Um, okay, this is what you're gonna do. You are eating your food. Then all of a sudden you hear the phone ring.
I fucking rush for that shit immediately.
You pick it up and you hear static.
Hello? Anyone there?
You hear like some slight like you hear like there's something on the line. Like you're hearing sound. And I want you to do also realize I'm looking at yeah, this is definitely that's Elmis's. Let me look at yours. What I want you to do is I want you to make a I want you to make a I want you to make a hard vigilance check, which
Okay.
I'm going to upgrade the difficulty of.
You son of a bitch, how dare you? You spun it the wrong way.
Oh, whoops.
So it's what, a red and 2 purples?
That is going to be a red and two purples against your vigilance, which is
2
two
yellows and a
yellows and
green.
and a green.
Hmm. Can I use a story point on this roll?
No.
Damn. Okay, I wasn't sure if you could counter a story
GM
point with
gets
a story point.
priority.
Okay, that's what I wasn't sure about. Either way, it's gonna win.
Okay.
So is that 2 successes
That
and
is
4 threats?
that is 2 successes
Yes.
and 4 threat.
This is actually really fitting. What an amazing roll.
How the hell am I gonna
Yeah, okay, so look at that. I rolled 6 threats.
Yeah. So basically we're gonna do this. This is gonna be a silly way of doing it, but I guess that technically there's something about 4 threat that I feel like I get something to work with.
Go on, I believe in you.
So you basically you start to hear popping or so, like not like popping like something is wrong with the phone, but you hear something on the thing where you just kind of take the phone off your ear for a moment and just kind of look at it. But there's something within you that your curiosity about what is going on, like you're curious about what's going on. So you just put the phone, like you pop it for a second and then you just kind of look to see what's going on. And then you just put the phone back up to your ear. Um, So is there anything you want to do with it particular like also I will go ahead and say while it is a motel, the way that the I always love this word, the way telephony works
Mhm.
basically in this universe is that it is kind of done through technomantic lines.
Okay.
So it's not just like, normal that it is using a it's essentially using VoIP, but like a old school kind of VoIP. So there's some data going through this line.
I was gonna ask, could I actually use my technomancy to clear up the call? This thing
Yes,
that
you
I've been
can.
sitting on for ages.
Yes, you can in fact use technomancy on this.
Okay. What difficulty?
Well, let me take a look at well, So this is probably, if I take a look at your skills that you have at your disposal,
Oh, it's 2 yellows and a green for technomancy.
it is, but I'm trying to see difficulty. Because what code word are you going to be using? You're probably going to be using utility, and that's going to be a simple, I think.
Okay, that's simple.
Skills. Hold on, I need to think. Magic spells, utility. I'm pretty sure utility doesn't have equivalent. The check to cast a utility spell should be easy, which is
1 purple.
1. Yeah, 1
Okay,
purple.
well, let's roll them bones. 3 successes and 2 advantages.
Okay, so you kind of use your tech, like you basically clear up you kind of use you use your technomancy to kind of clean the signal, so to speak. And you hear something, but it's like if you've ever picked up a phone while something is trying to use it, um, trying to use if you've ever picked up a phone that is being used at trying to access on like a 56K, like
Mhm.
that kind of dial tone kind of sound, you're starting to
Yeah.
hear that.
Oh, good.
So you hear some sort of tone on the other end of the line.
Okay. I'll just say into the Miss Secretary, is that you? Are you calling me?
You don't hear a response.
Okay. Because I know there's something weird about you, though. If this is you, you're very bad at taking calls for the perfect secretary.
No response.
Okay, I'm not sure why you called me if you're not gonna conversate. Yeah, conversate. Talk. Talk. But I would love to meet you at some point, which is probably gonna happen soon.
You hear a very distorted, or you hear a very monotone voice come through the line. What are you?
Uh, I'm a cow.
Are you?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I am. And if you're gonna be, if honestly, weird stuff happens to me all the time, and you just kind of grow used to it. But I think I'm normal.
Do you?
Pretty sure. But people keep saying I'm weird for being able to hear sylphs, but they're the weird one.
You just hear. You hear the tone kind of slightly. Uh, you hear the tone get slightly louder, and I need you to make another vigilance check. This
Okay.
time, a actually, hold on one sec. Let me try and think how this works. So basically, you start to hear the dial tone, but that says is like, um, basically you hear on the line. What do you think I am?
I mean, gotta be honest, I don't know. You're definitely not normal. You give weird vibes, very weird vibes.
Do I
I don't
now?
quite think you're a person, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what you are, but I mean, you seem to be living fine. I can't imagine you're that malicious.
At this point, as you were saying this, you hear the tone start to go. Basically, as you're in the middle of saying that, you hear the dial tone grow louder. I need you to do another vigilance check.
Hmm.
This time, a daunting one.
So that'll be 4 purples.
That is 4 purples.
Success and 3 threats.
Oh my god!
Um, so you start to hear the line go out, and you do the kind of thing where you think that you're losing reception. You just kind of take the phone, just kind of tap it,
Hmm.
and then you put the phone back up to your ear. But then, as you do so, you start to hear like um more static, and you
Okay.
just hear the words, or you just hear the words, "I'm on to you," and then silence.
What? Mr. Ravi is still holding the phone, even if is the line dead?
The line's dead.
Ravi's just holding the phone, line dead, just like what? What? Yeah, fuck this. She just doesn't even hang the phone back up. She just leaves it to hang and goes back to eat her food and drink her beer.
Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. If you would like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter, and if you would like to get to know me more from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.